everyone, I'm Sophie and welcome back to the Be Nerdy Booktube channel, and welcome to a new series which is gonna be Soph Says, and it's basically a series of book reviews of books that I'm reading / series that I'm reading at the moment, and they're not arcs or rereads. It's something new I'm creating, and I thought it would be fun to just let you know my thoughts in depth of certain books or certain series. So basically, if you want to see one of these on some books you liked that I have read, on the wrap-up videos, just leave a comment down below saying, or in this video if you want, just comment down below saying do a Soph Says on X, Y, and Z, and I'll be like, okay, let's do it. It's fun. So for my first Soph Says, I'm gonna be reviewing the Illuminae files. I only have Obsidio and Illuminae as physical books, but I have read all three of them, and all three books of the Illuminae files have been 5 out of 5 stars for me. And I thought it would be fun to let you know a bit more about them and how I feel about them. Now, if you haven't read them, I would be advised to be very, very careful with this video, because I'm going to try and keep it as spoil-free as I can, but I'm not so sure if in explaining some things that I'll be spoiling anything, so be aware of that, please. So, starting with the first book, which is Illuminae, I read this in Portuguese, so it was a very different experience for me because I have never read sci-fi in Portuguese before this one, and I also read it physically. So we're following Katie and Ezra. They have just been evacuated from Corenza 4, which is an illegal mining exploration, and basically Baytech, which is the company who attacked the planet, is going after them because they're basically witnesses to a genocide. So we're following everything that's happening from the moment they leave Corenza until whatever, they're just trying to escape, okay? On top of all that, Aiden, or Radia as it is referred in Portuguese, was damaged in the attack. Aiden is the artificial intelligence of data analytics and numbers, I believe. Basically, he was damaged, and that means he is not okay at all. So he's well, I'm trying to find a way to tell you this without spoiling anything, but he's not okay. Let's just go with that. And so everything goes down from there. I really like this book. This was a very, very, very first entrance for me at hard sci-fi. I had read some sci-fi inspired fantasies and such, but never a hard sci-fi like this, and I really did enjoy it. I really love the illustrations of the maps. I know there are some maps around here. Here, for example, you have timers, which is like super cool. So you actually have a timeline of everything that's going on, which is really great. Now, I do recommend for these books so that you get the audiobook, okay? The audiobooks are fully they are acted by a full cast, and every single character has its own voice, and you have those little background noises that make everything seem so much real and so much more real. English. It's morning, okay? It's not 9 a.m. yet. And where the hell is the map? I wanted to show you a map. I can't find one. Anyway, what I really liked about the audiobooks versus the normal books is that you can actually feel like you're there, and it's really, really, really great. Now, you have to sort of be careful going into each of these because the storyline can get a bit confusing. And this is not a spoiler. This is something that happens, I believe there's a reference at the end of the first book, but basically this is a file compilation of everything that's happened. There are 2 more books, and this is being translated in court. I think knowing that helps, especially going into Gemina, because, well, the beginning of Gemina is a courtroom scene where everyone is like going over the Illuminae files in a case against Baytek, because they say they have done nothing wrong and that everyone's lying. And then you have these files that register every single attack they have made and tried to cover, okay? So Gemina, we're following 2 completely different characters. We're following Hannah and we're following Nicholas. So, the real names, or the entire names of the first 2 characters, are K.D. Grant and Ezra Mason. So we're following now Hannah Donnelly and Nicholas Malikov. And starting with Nicholas, he is a son of the mob. His father is part of the House of Knives, and, well, he's been to jail and everything, so it's a huge deal, okay? He has a serious bad rep, and they are at Heimdall Station, and he is trying to raise some lamina. And lamina are like big giant worms that can eat you by taking away your mental abilities, which means you basically stop thinking while they feed on you. It's the science behind it. It's really, really cool. It's actually explained on the book. And, well, I'm a chemical and biochemical engineering major, so that part of the biological thingy of the lamina was really, really interesting to me. And, well, Hannah is the captain's daughter. She's kind of like a princess, but she appreciates some dust, which is like an hallucinogen, and it comes from the lamina, okay? So basically they are together exchanging a bit of dust when Heimdall Station gets hijacked. And it gets hijacked by Baytek goons, of course. Basically, after book 1, they're trying to escape to Heimdall so they can make a jump towards a more populated zone of the space, so Baytek can't follow them and kill them in secret. And that's not a spoiler. So that's the whole plan, is going to Heimdall. So Baytek, being really smart ass pants, they thought, well, we're gonna intercept you right there, and we're gonna destroy the only way you have to going back to general population. And they're like, well, crap. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of people. There's going to be a gala of Terra Day at a saloon when the Baytek goons invade. So basically, since Hannah and Nick were supposed to be meeting like outside the reunion, they're actually away from the whole mess and can actually save the day. So to help them, we have Ella Malikova, which is Nick's cousin, and she's my favorite character. I really, really, really love Ella. She has some body issues, like her lungs don't function properly. She has a disease, okay? So she needs to be hooked up by machines 24/7, but she's a freaking whiz at computers. So I love her. She's completely sarcastic, and she's really like mocking Nick most of the time, which I appreciated it in all its glory. And yeah, so we're following the three of them as they try to take Heimdall back. And well, if you're not like a sciencey person, be careful with the end of this book, because there's some serious messed up crap, and I had to pull back the audiobook twice, I believe, before I fully understand what the hell happened. And it was just really, really, really hard sci-fi, so be careful with that part. Now, Obsidio, and we're following Asha Grant and Reese Lindstrom, and they are actually survivors of the Carenza 4th attack, but they are still in Carenza. And Baytech are planning to fuel their escape thingy and basically destroying the entire colony so they can escape and not leave any witnesses. I believe the ship is called the Magellan. So basically, Asha and Reese are ex-boyfriends, and Asha came to Carenza 4th to get away from him, and he actually joined the corps, and he's a Baytech goon now. So you can see every single bit of Romeo and Juliet here. And basically, also Asha is part of the revolution. She is not happy at all with Baytech's plan. Of course, it involves her dad, so you can see why she may be biased about that. But yeah, so we're following them, and some stuff happens. And I really like the character development in this one, because there's not an insta-love. First of all, there was a pre-established relationship. They had dated before. So I can see how some feelings could be brought back to surface like that. And I really like that they had to take the time to trust each other. It's not like, oh yes, we used to date and now you're a bad guy, but I don't care, I love you. It's not, okay? So, well, we're following them, and also the end of everything. I really can't say much because it is a sequel, so, but there are some major heartbreaking scenes in this one. Near the end of the book, there's a battle scene that made me cry a lot. And then 5 minutes later, there was another scene that broke my heart. Like, I was listening to it while cleaning up my room. Oh, my cat just turned like with its belly up. It's so cute. But yeah, so 5 minutes after that heartbreaking scene, we stop it and we go to another heartbreaking scene. I was cleaning my room, and when I heard what happened, I was like, what? No, this can't happen. And I picked up the book and I was like, please tell me someone read it wrong. And oh my god. And then we take a break from that heartbreaking scene and go back to the first heartbreaking scene. And for those 30 minutes, 45 minutes, my heart was a mess. A big mess. The sciencey aspects on this one are not as strong as in Gemina. I believe Gemina is like the most sciencey of them all because of that ending I told you. But you have some computer things in here. You also have the beautiful maps and everything, which I cannot find for the love of me. Oh, there's also like some diary scenes which look like comic books. Like here, this is part of like a diary, okay? And it's really cute. Also, there are pictures like this, which are made from other people's pictures. Now, for funny appreciation things that I found about these series is that they use author names for some of their characters. In the beginning of Obsidio, there is a comms op that is called Stephanie Garber, which is the author for the Caraval series, which I'm planning to review on a Soph Says as well, once I finish Finale. And I believe it's in the first book that we find in the death list Leigh Bardugo's name. Yeah, or Marissa Myers, one of those. And I know there's some in Gemina as well, but since I don't have the physical book, I haven't been able to see them, because in the audiobook they don't say the full name list. They only say a couple, and usually the authors' names are like the ones that are darker, and so we can just try and find them. Anyway, this whole series for me, it's a 5 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed it. If you want to dip a bit into sci-fi, I highly recommend it. I do recommend it though that you go with the audiobooks. If you can go with like both, you can go, because I do believe that's like the best experience, that you're hearing and reading at the same time, because like I said, the maps and the comics, like I showed you, and there are also some like ship plans, which is really cool, and I can't find anything for the love of me. I can't. If I didn't want to, I would, but since I want to, I can't. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this new series, and I hope that you, well, leave a like if you liked it, and leave a comment down below saying if you have read it or if you're thinking of reading it, and maybe some suggestions for me of books that I may have read, or books that you may want me to read so I can do a Soph Says on them. Just pop them down below. I always read the comment section and I always answer. So for those who comment, thank you so much. You know I always answer to you, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.